My name is Timothy, and this is TA Garage. All right, so it's the next day. Did a cleaning in the shop, got stuff moved around, got the engine hoist moved over there. That way I could walk around and clean it up, so that way I'm not, tracking in the metal shavings and everything. And I've been doing a little bit of thinking and looking. I already took the trim off that holds the headliner in the back, and I'll show you here in a minute. Kind of in that point of the project, you knew you're going to have to do it, but you've been kind of putting it off. Well, I want to do this right, and that's the problem. Also, I don't want my headliner to be full of metal shavings or metal rust chunks. And this ain't a part you can just go out and buy, so I'll have to make it. Well, it's this area right here. And yeah, I could leave it, call it good, or do the proper thing and take the rear window plug out and actually paint everything, seal everything, and put it in and fix up a little bit of this, fix up this. It wouldn't be a hard fix, I don't think, once you get that out. But depending on how much more of that is rusted, I don't know. But this is the only section. But to get to that, you have to take the whole plug out. Which is kind of the issue. But I've kind of figured I would, but I didn't really want to look into it. It's part of the stuff that I did of removing the Bondo to see how bad. But I think I'm going to remove the plug. If you don't know what the plug is, actually, I have my other car here, so I can show you guys. So this is, well, let's start with this one. So part of Daytona, they put a plug on it, which is basically a plug of another window that goes on the back of a 69 Charger. So that's what they started out as. I guess this has like the buttress style window, or I don't know. There's like different names. But you see how this window sunk down here, and you got these pillars that come up, and then your trunk lid actually ends about here. Well, in a Daytona, they cut the trunk lid back here, about a good 8 inches off, about a foot. And then they brought the window plug that they took this window out, and it sits inside here to flush this out, and makes it kind of a fastback. My problem is part of the plug here, and probably more than likely some of this is really bad rusted underneath. And for me to truly fix it, you got to pull it off. So, yeah, my place is junk up front. Doesn't look like it's too bad hard. I can fix a couple other things that I want to fix, and this way, if I take the plug out, I know everything down here is fixed and sealed. It'll be a lot easier messing with it. There's not really a whole lot. It's just kind of a steel shell that is there. I don't know if you guys can see much, but it's basically a steel shell. This is strength here, and then it has a brace here. This is hollow underneath. It just sits over the this flat piece, because there's the window. So basically, which I won't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's set this way. It's welded here, and there's a chunk of this rail that's missing here for them to set this down. So I'd have to cut this weld here, come over here, cut this weld all the way up to here, and I'll have to remove the lead, but I'm pretty sure there's just stitches of weld through here underneath some of this. This side's a little bit harder, but I'm pretty sure there's one here, here. There's one there. You know, it kind of just goes around, stitched. This side's a little bit easier. And then the lead may be a problem trying to get the pop loose. But yeah, you can see this weld's better over here. Here. And I'm sure it goes all the way around that way. Then I think there's like two little weld pieces here. Just kind of help with vibration. And then the plug comes out. I'm sure it's a little bit flimsy. Another thing that'd be nicer is I can seal a bunch of this easier, I guess. You can do it either way, but I'm just trying to make an excuse for me to pull the window plug out. I really want to fix this up here because it's already rotted there, and I'm pretty sure that's where it started from. And going in between these seams that broke loose. So I think that's going to be the objective of that. It shouldn't be too bad, I don't think, and it could be worse. But I would like to fix it right and be done with it because I don't ever plan on having to redo this. Lord willing. At least not to this extent, for sure. I plan on keeping the car. Don't ever plan on selling it. Probably more of a family heirloom to me. But I do want to fix that right because it will bug me, and there'll be a bunch of. I'd like to get it all cleaned out if I could. I don't think it's real bad. I may change my mind on that. But I'd rather fix it right and know that it's right. I would prefer this car to be probably one of the best cars in my fleet. As far as like actually fixed up and done right. This is the one that I would prefer to do it with. So I would like to take the time and go ahead and probably pop this window plug out. I don't think it'd be too bad. I think it's pretty much just going to sit right back where it needs to. I did measure from here. It's 21.25 inch from back here to a little bit off the side because it hits that weld. And it should pretty much, as long as I'm careful and gentle, I shouldn't have to pull these apart or nothing. But I can really get under and clean a bunch of that that's even hidden underneath this. So kind of always felt like I had to or was going to have to do that. But I was hoping to get out of it, but I really want to fix that. So I guess that's what I'm going to be doing. I may get it. I should have it pulled out today for sure, but and maybe a little bit of it cleaned up. I don't know if I have it repaired, but it needs to be done. I want to do it right, so I'll take the time and do it. I know it'll be a part that you never see, but that's just I like to do it on this one. I'm already here. I don't plan on coming back here, and I'd rather it be fixed and not have to worry about it later. So yeah, I guess today is going to be cutting this window plug loose and seeing what's actually hidden underneath there and how bad it is, and go from there. So I guess I'm going to get started on that once, I think wife's supposed to bring some food, so I may get started on that after I get food. Might try to get some of this lead off. So yeah, I guess I'll start on that. I just want to say more thing. I'm probably going to drop the back of the car down, get it nose down, or the tail end down. That way it's a lot easier to work on that. That would be a great thing. And I still have plenty of room on jack stands, so I can really get it down there. So I'm going to do that, and then probably start on it. Alright, got the plug out. This is alright. I can do a little bit of body work to that. This is the part in question that is pretty rough. Which is basically just spot welded on. But the underneath is also pretty bad too. Or the top. Have to focus on that later. We're going to go ahead and clean this all up and fix it where it needs it. The part in question up here is the old window top is pretty well rotted out. So clean that out as best I can, fix what I need to, which it's not going to be very functional too much, so won't have to be as good. De-rust everything, weld up little holes and stuff like that, just to make it nicer. Get that all done. Get that cleaned up. Molding clips and all that, I'm just going to pull them out. And I guess start working on this piece here. So, yeah. That's kind of the difference between the two. They just chopped out a little section here and then put the plug in where the old window was. And put a longer trunk edges. You can tell the difference. They stick way out. So, yeah. Battery's fixing to die, so I'm going to put it on charger and do a time lapse. Alright, so I got the area cleaned up pretty good. Found some rust holes and stuff like that, pitting. I'm not going to worry about 100% of it. I do want to fix quite a bit because this is strength, so I want to fix that. What I'm going to do first is, since there's dented up pretty good, I'm going to take my spot weld and dent puller, pull these up and get that looking pretty good. And then once I get this formed up, I can start welding here, and I don't have to worry about this. This is already fixed beforehand. And I may have to go back and try to bend some of it back up. But go ahead and fix that now. Fix this like I would a charger. Is basically what I'm going to do. Except for the parts where I'm going to leave it not a charger. And then be working on this. I have an idea. I got to looking at it. So going to be banking a bunch of that new, but it'll work. Definitely want to make this easier. Less amount of Bondo or body filler, whatever you can call it. So I'm going to clean this up, get it mainly dented back up, get it all feeling pretty good, and then going from there. There's a dent there and stuff. So see what I can do in getting that pulled out. Alright, so I got it pretty well cleaned up. Had to get a little bit more lead off of here, and got most of the dents pulled back up, so it looks a lot better. Not going to finalize it yet, because when I weld it, it's probably going to try to do some more, but I got it started about where I needed it now. Where we left off, we got the rear window plug pulled out. I got some of the dents and stuff pulled back out up here. Now we're going to start doing the metalwork. And I want to show you guys a little trick. We'll see how well this works. It usually works out pretty good. I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to make a scratch piece and then bend it. And plus my metal bending Harbor Freight over there past the engines is broken. And I don't feel like fixing it right now or dealing with it. So we got sheet metal. And wouldn't you know, there's a piece right here that already has an edge bent for me and it has just enough lip. So what I'm going to do is cut, I think I measured 3/4 by 3/4. And I'm just going to cut my length and then cut a 3/4 down across and get that piece off. And then there's me a piece already bent. You know, stuff like that. It's no, either wash machine or dryer, one of the two. You know, stuff like that you can always just find metal for and stuff. That'll strengthen this up pretty good. And also, I'm going to stick a little vacuum in there when I cut this out. I'm going to leave this edge as much as I possibly can. And see what I can vacuum and blow out of here. Which I think most of it actually vibrated out whenever I was hitting that, pulling that out. And surprisingly, I may actually have a section of this piece to be able to patch this piece in. Actually, I'm going to go grab that and see if I can use it first. That way I can go how far up here, which it don't really matter. I think I'm only going here, and I may have to do little pieces here. And I'll have to do a piece over there, which just ain't got to be good enough to hold a window, exactly. That's going to do that. But I do need it to get it set up and properly welded in. Because that would help this ridge and sturdy that up and keep it from flexing as much and keeping that from breaking the Bondo or body filler, however you want to word it. So yeah, I'm going to grab that other piece that I have out of miscellaneous pieces and see if I can use it. Alright, so I found my panel that was kind of a patch panel, but it comes all the way up past the factory. And that's what I'm going to use to repair that little spot over there. You can see the hole where I'm kind of pointing at. I'm going to use that for that. The rest of it will be fine. I can actually still use that. It'll be better for the factory if you're doing. Alright, so I got my piece of wash machine here. It's already got my edge bent. May have to give it a little bit more of an edge, but, and this is where I'm putting it. I kind of marked it. As you can see here, it does not copy the bow. And I think there's a slight bow going archway, but I can't really remember. It's very, very slight. This may actually already have a bow in it from that. Yeah, just a slight one, I think. I'm pretty sure this is already bowed. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to follow this edge, get it somewhat right first, which there's a little bit more here because I did tap it in with a hammer. So I'm going to really not focus with this edge where my pinky's at, and right there where that hole's at is where I'm going to try to follow from. In this case, it's not as important because there's not really a trim or anything that's going to show that section there. That window plug is going to be, and this is all covered up anyway, so not as big of a problem. Do want to fix this for structurally for the roof right here. So I'm going to get this piece kind of bent where I needed it to. I had to strip the paint off of it because the shrinker and stretcher I have does not like it when there's a bunch of paint on it. Then I'll come back once I get it. Before I cut it and everything, I'll bend it or get ready to paint the backside and paint what I can in there. I'm going to move on over here. And over there, I might be able to just weld those holes up. Actually, no, I see it's rotted pretty good here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Just be easier. Put a little patch piece in there. Basically, just kind of keep repeating on a couple of these little areas. Well, what I can, let's get patched up with that piece. Cut the end off, and yeah. Usually when I do these, I'll also weld on this edge, and I'll just make my new edge with a weld. So yeah, get bending this piece up into shape, and then start cutting it out and cleaning what I can in inside. And I may cut a little piece off the bottom and weld it in. That's just kind of a pain in the butt. And I don't know how much I'm going to be worried about that, as long as I can weld it. There is a little lip there, so I may not worry about that as much. So yeah, get that cut off and get it kind of set up. So I think I'm gonna call it a day. I got the regular charger window fixed. There's not a window that goes in it. I probably went too far and didn't have to worry about it, but I wanted to. Got it all welded up, got it all cleaned up. I need to scuff it down real good in a package tray while I'm there, and then go ahead and paint it, coat it, and then start working on the back. I'm gonna call it tonight. I'll probably work on it next weekend. I would say where I left off, but I found out that my memory card had messed up on my camera, and it caused me. Oh, this video was going to be kind of pieced together from sections. I got the rear window plug out, so this is kind of in between that point. I ended up painting the inside. I showed that on the camera, but found out that the SIM card, or not SIM card, memory card, decided it was not going to work no more. Well, at least in the camera. It still works on the computer. But I got this all painted, wrote it and brushed it, and then I sprayed it with a little bit of what I can. And looking good. Kind of like a rubberized kind of coating. Not exactly undercoating, but it's kind of a rubberized. So if you put it on thick, it will rubber, but it does take it some time to dry. So you can't lay it in thick. I did that so that way it's sealed. Some of it you can actually still see it's a little bit kind of wet. I had gotten a bracket for the spare tire. I got to finish welding it and stuff, but I got an area painted first, and then I'll cut it and put it in. But yeah, I got all this cleaned up. Already had it kind of brushed down. Used a drill with it's back here. Yeah, that little brush on it. It's kind of like a weed or twine. It's more of a scuffing brush. Another thing is I hit it in here. You can kind of see where I globbed it on there and hit the seam back. Kind of put it on real thick so it ran down through the holes. My idea was as that stuff would run into more of the seams, it would rust protect it. So that ain't too bad. And it would also maybe seal up. I'll have to probably do it again, because that stuff is pretty thin. Let it seal up and over time and stuff, and I'll probably put seam sealer over it to make sure. Then I will paint the floor again anyways, and I'm going to do the floor in here too, but I'll probably be walking around in it for a little bit, and I don't want to mess it up while I'm doing all that. But I think of what I got today is change the wire out of my welder back to the 0.23 gauge, and see if I can get this piece welded on, and then weld the little piece onto it. Actually, I could just make it and then put it on. I need a piece that is equivalent to that little piece sitting there, so I may do that real quick. Cut that off, add a little piece. It's just gonna be a flat piece. That way I have something to hold the tire. Where the runs are, I can scrape that up, kind of make it flat again. It's not a big deal, but yeah. But it seems like the roof's pretty good. I may do another coat. I thought about maybe putting some undercoating, like a thin coat of undercoating underneath the roof, just to kind of maybe help with some of the tinniness. I kind of like to keep vibrations down, which I know that stuff don't do as much, but thought it maybe help. And put seam sealer here, maybe in like a couple spots, just to maybe tighten it up, maybe 3, like little beads or something like that of it. Definitely going to the back. It did have it, but it was busted loose. I'll have to look into that, see if the factory actually did that and if other people's done that. Yeah, that should help protect it a lot longer. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna get that cut and welded tonight, and I already got that one piece grinded down that I was thinking of. Might be done in the back for now, because I'm waiting to do this on a full day project this weekend, hopefully. I know I need to weld the underneath of that tunnel and grind it down so we don't have sharp edges, and my hands will thank me later if I ever have to work on the transmission. I need to clean up this window area, make sure it's all good, and actually paint all this, and then hit the inside too with the scuffing pad and everything, or scuffing brush. And then may pull the front suspension. I don't know yet. I'm kind of getting a little bit ahead. But I think this video will be coming after I get done with the window plug. So that's why this video is kind of a little bit weird, because I'm doing that in one video, I think. And then this is coming afterward. So that's why it's kind of a little bit jumping around, but you kind of have to jump around a little bit. Not something exactly I want to get started on. But you still got to, on time frame, stuff like this, just always doing something helps. So, yeah. I guess I'm going to get wire switched out and get ready to start welding on this bracket and everything. So, yeah. Alright, so got that welded in. It's not exactly perfect or anything, but it is in there. I don't think that thing exactly was molded right to the thing anyways, because it was all twisted up. But it's welded in there. It's welded in there good, so it should hold a spare tire. I just welded the plate over it. It should be fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Move up here, remove these clips and everything. And get this all cleaned out. A couple of these clips I couldn't get out. I actually got most of them out before. There's a couple of them here you can't get a screw in. I'm going to try a trick. Basically, I can see where the screw is. I'm going to take my little air grinder, death wheel, whatever you want to call it. A little single 3-inch blade. Go there and just slice a slot in the middle of it and basically just make it a flathead screw. You don't want to go too far. About in the center of the screw. Just cut even with the screw head across. All you're doing is basically making a spot for a flathead screwdriver to. The shop is a mess. Basically to grab it. Then I need to clean all this out. Get all this glue and stuff out of here. That could be interesting on how I get that out. But yeah. Move on to up here. Had to redo this. First time was on time lapse. Back on this rear window plug. A couple of interesting things. These pieces are actually the 69 Charger ones that they cut. Oops. And it took two of them to make one. So they took two of the one side to make the one. So if you're unaware, here's the pieces I have. These are for a charger. For the regular back window charger. And if you look here, same piece, they cut the ear off. Actually, no, they probably didn't even cut the ear off. But they trimmed it up here. Everything matches up. And then you see it's not long enough. So what they did is they chopped it off, then moved it up here with another one and chopped it off here, and it made it about the same length. And so they took two of them to make one for the Daytona. That's kind of neat. Alright, I think my audio cut out last time. I got this piece made. Here's the old one. I just basically used this as a template, copied it. There's a new piece. Got sheet metal screwed into it. What the heck is that? Oh, bubble wrap floating around. I'll weld it 4 more times across here. It does get spot welded to this little piece of angle iron I found out when I was looking at here. It's just rotted where it was. There's one weld spot right there. Will be tack. So I guess today I did look at the back of this. It is bowed down. This is more of a flat edge coming up, and it should follow this pretty good. The other one kind of bows down, so that is a little bit messed up. I'll have to see if I can try to bow this back up just a little bit. This is so flimsy though, so it probably won't be too bad. I guess I'm going to do a little bit of straightening up this, cleaning this up, and trying to get it to fit nice. Once I get to where it'll fit nice, I can start getting it ready to set in there. I got to straighten some of this out, especially over here. It's all dented in here. See if I can reshape that back out. And then figure out what I'm going to do about this top area. So yeah, get to doing that.
So this is the back piece with that, the back side of that top piece, that piece I just made and put over it. Been fitting it on the car on and off. Got most of this to line up pretty good. This down here I'm pretty good with, happy with. Everything's kind of lining up real good, and it's fitting the body. Top part, this thing does flex here, and it actually needs to a lot. But I'm trying to debate on how I want to do this, and I may work. My idea is get that pretty well set up, get this piece welded on, then cutting this off after replicating a piece. Well, actually, what I'm gonna, here's my plan. Let me rephrase this. Put this piece on. This piece will be on. I forget which way it goes. It goes only on one way. That's the right way. So it sits on there like that. So I may put that as my starter piece. Build me a piece of angle iron out of sheet metal like this. Copy that, which would be recreating it. Except I'm going to bend the curve to match here. So I'm going to line it up and then match it up to where it equals that curve really close. And then, once I get that pretty well together, and I get it on the car where I'm happy with, and I'll probably end up putting my trunk lid on and making sure everything lines up. I'll come back and cut this top piece off, because it's pretty rough all the way, and it just may be easier just to recreate it and be done with it. Get it done, get it formed, and then that should help with that. That way it's, because it's supposed to have a nice slick transition. It's just supposed to curve and follow. Curve and follow. It's supposed to be a nice smooth bubble across. And that's what I'm going to try to do. I need to also make another little angle iron piece for over here. Wouldn't hurt to have. Fix that one up, grind a little bit down. I got to bend this one just a little bit more. But basically copy one of them, put it over here because it was missing. And that'll help ridge this up a little bit and kind of help me adjust a little bit. Which again, when I do that, I'll copy this, which was pretty much a straight edge. So I just need a straight piece that goes from here to here. That way the plug fits kind of snug. And I'll have something really strong to weld to. And it probably help warping a little bit. And then doing this top piece, and it should be all pretty good. And I may have to put it on, tack it, and pull it off. Once I kind of get in a happy situation of where everything's kind of lining up, I'll put the trunk lid on. May tack it a little bit. Put the trunk lid on, line it up, make sure it all lines up with it being correct. And then last, while that's on there, I'll probably put the windshield on it and see how well it sits on in the pocket. And I may have to do a little bit of adjusting here, raising it up and down and stuff like that. That way everything fits well and it seals well. That's the biggest thing, is I want this to seal well. So I'll probably need to go ahead and clean up the bottom end of it real good. That way, once I start tacking it, it's all good to go. I don't know, it's going to be a process, and I'm just kind of winging it. It's like this piece. You ain't got to have fancy stuff or anything to work on a fancier car or anything like that. This is off of a Ford camper hood. It's sheet metal. It's steel. It's going to work. I'm not exactly doing it back to the factory. The reason why I'm copying these, because I like that idea, and I think it will help bridge this up for me pulling the plug and putting it in, and it will also help with warping. Another thing, I'm pretty sure the factory stitch weld these on. I'm really debating on it, and really probably planning on it, actually fully welding it in. So that way the Bondo doesn't crack as easy. It's got a solid spot there. This shouldn't be flexing too much anyways. I'm pretty good solid. I know it's all welded across. It's for sure sealed. The filler is just to smooth it out. So that's my plan. To be a little bit longer process, but I would feel a bit probably better about it until something starts going wrong, and then I'll have to work with it. But this isn't planned on coming out. It's getting welded on one way or another. It's not a planned piece to come out. So it's going to be part of the car, and more than likely, should never have to come off. So I think that's the way I'm going to do it. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get this thing down so that way I don't forget. Use a wire wheel. Probably flip it over, take these pieces out. Go ahead and get it cleaned out. I don't think I need to. I know it's got a couple of rust spots down here, but it doesn't look like nothing's truly rotted out. I think I can just kind of weld it back up and it'd be fine. So I may do some of that after it's in. I don't know. Maybe not. That way I can get paint behind it and it'll seal it for good. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it. Alright, well, I'm going to get back to it and see what I can get done. Hopefully I can get this window in today.
Porch light flicker on the siding, moths dancing like they know the tune. Porch light flicker on the siding, moths dancing like they know the tune. Every breath feels borrowed, but tonight the world's in tune. Old chair hums beneath me, plank boards keep the time. Old chair hums beneath me, plank boards keep the time. If this sound ain't perfect, that's how I always mine. Someone left the radio humming low next door. Someone left the radio humming low next door. Static sings the harmony. I couldn't ask for more. Light burn uneven, let the shadows play. Yeah, the porch light burn uneven, keep the night from drifting away. If this ain't heaven, it'll do for today.
Writing in the margins of my mind all day, sipping herbal in the morning just to feel okay. Had a dream I was water just flowing through space, till I landed on the record that my grandma would play. Talk sweet like jazz in the park after rain. What the grass smell green and the air feels sane. Put the phone on mute, let the silence explain. I don't need much, just a book in the brain. Used to chase things that were run from me. Now I sit still, let the peace come free. Paint a verse in the sky with a loose leaf. While the moon do a dance with a soft oak tree. Let it ride, let it be what it be. Got a breeze in my chest and a thought run free. I don't rush, I don't race, I just float on three. Got a vibe in my soul, got a life on key. Let it ride, let it breathe, let it roll like that. Got the world in my cup and the beat in the back. I don't stress, I don't fold, I just lean on facts. If the sun don't shine, I'ma still bounce back. I've been good, I've been gone, I've been lost in the loops. Got a hoodie and some headphones, walking with troops. Ain't no inches in the feed, just noise and flex. But I found God once in a vinyl set. Talk slow when I speak, let the moment stretch. Learn peace ain't found, it's a thing you protect. Yeah, I vibe like water, I change and shift. But the roots still deep like my grandma's grits. City move fast, but I drift like smoke. Let the rhythm in my chest be the way I cope. Wrote a song for the days that feel soft and broke. What a healing, don't shout, but it still got hope. Let it ride, let it be, let it be what it be. Got a breeze in my chest and the thought run free. I don't rush, I don't race, I just float on 3. Got a vibe in my soul, got a life on key. Let it ride, let it breathe, let it roll like that. Got the world in my cup and the beat in the back. I don't stress, I don't fold, I just lean on facts. If the sun don't shine, I'ma still bounce back. Let it ride, let it be, let it be what it be. Got a breeze in my chest and the thought runs free. I don't rush, I don't race, I just float on 3. Got a vibe in my soul, got a life on key. Let it ride, let it breathe, let it roll like that. Got the world in my cup and the beat in the back. I don't stress, I don't fold, I just lean on facts. If the sun don't shine, I'ma still bounce back.
Alright, so I got it pretty well all put together. Got this piece on, welded it, angle iron, and then that bottom piece still rusted, but I got that angle iron I left a little bit long to and it mostly covers it, so I may fix that once I get it on the car and done. Put a little bit of undercoating here just to kind of help maybe deaden the sound a little bit. Shit, quite done quite a bit. That's all pretty much ready. I gotta wait for all that to dry, so that way it just doesn't catch on fire. It's easy. Went ahead and put seam seal in this roof area. It's already glued on, but I just kind of went ahead and seam sealed it, just to kind of help pull it up to it and maybe help with a little bit of rattle. Knock that down some. The back one, the glue had already broke loose. The front ones, just in case. Shit, that's even quite a bit too. So, yeah. Probably start welding this in tomorrow. I'll get it kind of tacked in place. I'll put the trunk lid on, trunk extensions, that way I can line everything up, make sure it's all good. May bring the glass out, set the glass in it, just see how that works, and see if it's all happy about that. And, yeah. Everything seemed to fit pretty well. So, I didn't have to paint these, but I did. They were looking kind of bad. It's just going to be underneath the headliner anyway, so you won't ever see it. And then this piece would go on about something like that. All those holes pretty much line up. Actually, I think it's probably going to go like that. Yeah. Unless it's supposed to get trimmed up and it goes underneath. I don't know. Probably needs to be. I'll have to see if I can find some pictures of that. This may not have been the piece that went on it. I was missing that top piece. And then
So that may be the way it needs to go, is underneath. Yeah, I'd look into it. But it all looks like it's going to be alright. Oh. Yeah. Call it a night. Let all seal up some. And dry up and start welding it in tomorrow. So I'll see y'all then. Alright. So we're back today. Let it dry overnight. Actually, I want to test a couple things. Oh yeah, that toned it down just a little bit. What about the roof? This stuff actually been able to dry. Besides the stuff rattling, that actually took a bunch of that out. And that's with just metal. That's just doing the seam sealer, which there's already a glue on the inside of these two ramps here. There's glue already glued, and it was still good, but that just kind of probably helps. Dumps it down in just in case that glue is trying to split. Because I knew the back had already done it. So, I guess we're going to try to, or I guess I'm going to try to get this thing flopped over. I need to clean this up a little bit more, sand it down just a little bit, get me a good edge to weld on. Maybe we'll do that after we'll get it in there. Get this thing on there, get the back lined up. I guess I want to find me a trunk extension and put the trunk lid on just to make sure it's all in its right place. So yeah, I'm going to get the camera set up so that way I can get this thing on there and we can get this thing put together.
Hanging on, walking tall. Some days I got no use for it all. Working hard, making less. Some days are bad, bad at best. Foolish notions, foolish lies. I set to thinking I could make something of me, playing every game except the lottery, serving everybody else and told myself I'm free. Misery is a showy state of bad company. Foolish notions, foolish lies. Foolish notions, they cut me down to size. You came along and lifted me up. The going got tough, but the tough got some love. Foolish notions, foolish lies. Foolish notions that made me wanna cry. Foolish notions,
Alright, so a little bit of update. Got it all spot welded up. I put the glass in, double checked, make sure the gap is okay. We still got a little bit of a gap here, but it's not as bad. It's not even a... This side I think is a little bit worse, but it's not even a pinky. My pinky anyway, so it was like really bad. Glass would almost come up to here. Top seemed good. So, a lot better than what it was. Start welding in. I guess I'm just going to fully stitch weld it all the way. Or actually weld it in. I don't see a reason why not to. Be a whole lot stronger and a lot easier. Just going to be a lot more time consuming, but I think it'd be worth it. I'll probably stitch a little bit more, make sure I get my thick gaps, and start welding it in very carefully. I'm gonna pull the trunk lid up and check the inside, make sure it's all looking good, and then I'll be welding away. So yeah, slowly getting there.
Fortune lady told my mama before I saw the sun, said your boy's gonna love too hard and break more than one. He gonna make sweet women laugh and cry, laugh and cry, laugh and cry, in a whole wide world. Gonna ask him why, laugh and cry. But you know why I'm torn. Everybody knows I'm torn. Yeah, you know I'm a midnight man. Everybody knows I'm torn. I got a black cat charm and a heart turned blue. Got a letter from my baby saying I'm done with you. I'm gonna make you girl, lead me by my hand. Then the crowd gon' cry for the midnight man. Laugh and cry. But you know I'm torn. Everybody knows I'm torn. Yeah, you know I'm a midnight man. Everybody knows I'm torn. Laugh and cry. Alright, baby. Laugh and cry. That's how it is. Laugh and cry. Laugh and cry. Yeah. Torn. Oh, baby. Midnight man. Yeah.
Alright. So I got it cleaned out, got the trunk lid back off. I got to do a couple things on the bottom I want to do. It'd be easier to seal. Strip this down, paint it real good. Got it all welded up. Did pretty good. Up here it's still rough. I didn't have to grind it down because if I shape this thing, pretty much, it's still going to hide a bunch of it anyways. And I'm pretty sure that's the way it's supposed to be because of the way that this roof is. And the pictures that I've seen, there's got to be a bunch of filler in it. So, and I'm sure I could have done some stuff to help it, but it's still going to have filler of some kind or another. So that just helps. Just kind of metal filler. Had to pull a dent out there, and I had to pull a dent out over there. Other than that, it didn't warp it too bad. So I did pretty good. Didn't warp really anything here. Got it welded up. Everything, I just took the grinder where it hit on each side. Just kind of brushed it. It's getting filler, so just trying to keep the weld as thick as I could. Same thing over here. And if I have to, I'll grind it down if I need to later. But yeah, did a little weld here just to try to make that as less tinier, which that worked because it was kind of tinny and popping. Yeah, everything's welded in. Got this grinded down. I'll seal it up real good. Everything seems good. Good and solid. Everything lined up. And we're moving on to the next part of the car. Yeah. That's probably it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and see y'all next time.